Inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Let it be a big, audible, generous sigh. And just maybe acknowledging whatever is on your heart or your mind or in your body today with some compassion and just an acknowledgement that those things will be here for you later on and they will serve you in the way that they are to serve you. But for now, if you can set aside any tasks that you have to do, any plans that you're making, any problems that you're trying to solve, and just land right here in your body. So one of the best ways to do that is feel your feet on the ground. So you might pick up your heels and then pick up your toes. Just kind of rolling the soles of your feet on the ground. And really feel the big toes, the pinky toes, the heels, bringing all your awareness down to that part of your body. And then the same thing with your hands. You might just notice how your hands feel resting on your thighs or knees. Just feeling all of your fingers, the palms of your hands, just really noticing how they feel. It's really easy for our attention to go to places that are painful or tight or sore. But can you bring your attention to a place that just feels neutral? It's a little more difficult. It takes a little bit more attention, but it helps us to be in our body and get out of the thinking mind. And then let's just take any motion or movement that you feel you would like to take today. If you just want to move your head from side to side, or maybe stretch your arms out, or maybe stand up and take a big full body stretch, whatever your body is calling for today. Just really honoring and listening to yourself and what you need. And once you've done all of that, let's come back to feeling our feet on the ground, feeling our hands resting in our laps. And if you feel safe to close your eyes, you can close your eyes here, or maybe just soften your gaze, looking out on the floor beyond you. And here, let's just kind of come to a centered place. So you might rock a little side to side, maybe a little forward and back, and find a place where you feel like you're sitting nice and tall, where your heart is centered over your pelvis, your head is over your heart, and see if you can just relax your shoulders down. And then begin to just notice your breath. Another way that we can ground ourselves in our bodies and in the present moment is just noticing the breath. You might notice most of all right here in your chest, especially if you come from a task or have a little stress. You might bring a hand to your heart to help you really connect to your breath. You might notice the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe. You might be able to notice your breath down in your belly. So maybe bringing a hand here and seeing if you can deepen your breath and feel your hand expanding away as you inhale and softening in and back as you exhale. And as you're breathing here, you might notice that you could relax your shoulders a little bit more, that you could release your jaw, maybe soften the skin around your forehead. And if you want to release your hands and just focus on your body and your breath, that is a wonderful option. And then let's see if we can find a balanced breath. So let's start with a count of 4. And if that is too much or too little for you, I'll let go of the counting so that you can find your own count. But the idea is we'll find a balanced breath. So if you're inhaling for a count of 4, then you'll exhale for a count of 4. So it'll kind of be like inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. So all together, let's just take a nice big cleansing breath again. Inhale through the nose. Exhale with a sigh, let it go. And then when you're ready, let's inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And as I said, I'll stop counting now because you may already have determined that a 3 count might be better for you or a 6 count. So whatever your count is, just match the exhale to the inhale. And we'll just practice here for another minute, just 1 minute, 60 seconds of breathing. Halfway there. Take one more full round of breath here, in and out. And then just come back to your regular breath and maybe just notice if you had an opportunity there for a little bit of quieting of your mind, a little bit of release of tension. And then let's get a little bit of movement here. So let's go ahead and start with the right leg. You might want to scoot forward to your chair so you have a little space to move that right thigh. And we're just going to come to pick up that right leg. Now you might interlace your fingers underneath your thigh or around your shin, or you could hold on to your chair and just use the strength of your core. We're just going to start by making some circles in that right ankle in one direction and in the other. And then we'll point and flex the right foot. And then let's draw that knee up as high as you're able to and bring your right ankle to your left knee. Now, if this isn't reachable, if this isn't appropriate for you today, you could also draw that left leg in a bit and simply cross the right ankle over the left ankle. You could cross your right knee over your left knee, or you could rest your right ankle to the top of that right thigh. And we'll get into that right hip a little bit here. So with your hands resting on your shin or your ankle or your knees, let's just find a nice tall spine here. Relax your shoulders, soften your jaw. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, draw your heart forward any amount, just until you feel some sensation in your hip or your low back or your thigh, wherever you feel sensation. A nice, calm, not painful, not numbing, but just a good stretch. And here, see if you can breathe that nice deep belly breath again, maybe bringing the balanced breath in if that was supportive for you. And see if you can feel now your low back expanding, maybe your hips. Expanding as you inhale, relaxing and softening as you exhale. Use your next inhale to come all the way back up. And this time, as we exhale, we're just going to twist to the right, any amount. You might bring your left hand to your right knee or thigh. You might leave it right where it is. You could bring your right hand behind you to rest on your hip or your chair and turn to look to your right, any amount. You're sitting up nice and tall, breathing your breath in and out. Drawing that right shoulder down and back. Take one more inhale here, and as you exhale, rotate to your left and take a couple of breaths here. Just notice the difference in the two sides and how that feels in your body. One more inhale here. And then we'll exhale to unwind. We'll release that right ankle, and then let's just make some nice big circles in that right hip. 2 or 3 or 4 in each direction, depending on how quickly or slowly you want to move today. And then we'll do the other side. So we're just going to pick up that left thigh. Again, lots of options. Hold on to the chair, the thigh, or the shin. And we'll make some circles in one direction. And then the other, and point and flex. And then either crossing the ankle, the knee, or bringing the ankle to the top of that right thigh. We'll find that really nice tall seat, nice tall spine. Inhale right here, lengthen the back of your neck by tucking your chin a bit. And then exhale to draw your heart forward just until you feel sensation. And that might be, for me, it's in my outer left thigh, but it could be anywhere else for you. And just breathe a couple of breaths here, maybe bringing in that balanced breath that you established for yourself at the beginning of our practice. And then use your next inhale to come all the way back up to a tall spine. We'll exhale, twist to the left this time. Relax your left shoulder, breathe your breath. And one more inhale on this side. We'll exhale to unwind, come all the way over to the right side and take a few breaths here. One more inhale here. And then we'll exhale to turn back to center. Let's go ahead and release that left ankle, and we'll make some hip circles here, a few in each direction. Holding onto your chair for stability or freeing your hands if you want more strength building. And then we'll come back to center. Then we'll get a little bit far up into the back of the thighs. So let's go ahead and stretch the right leg out long, heels pointing up towards the sky. Inhale right here. And as you exhale, just walk your hands down your thighs, just until, again, you feel that first edge of sensation. You might be pretty uplifted here. You might be able to touch your toe. You might be somewhere in between. And not locking this right knee. Keep it as straight as you're able, but bend it as much as you like. But don't lock it. That's the only thing. We want to keep a little tiny bit of a bend here in that knee. If you're prone to hypermobile joints, really be dedicated about making sure not to lock the knee. Couple breaths right here. Again, those low belly breaths with the thigh pressed against the belly here will expand in your hips and your low back. And then with your next inhale, we'll come all the way back up and we'll switch sides. So sending that left heel out, point the toes up to the sky. Inhale, find your tall spine, relax your shoulders, and then exhale to draw your heart forward. And keeping your back straight here, drawing your heart forward, lengthening the neck is really supportive if you have sciatica or any other low back pain. If you want to let your spine round and let your head hang heavy here, you can do that too. Just listen to your body and what feels good for you today. And then use that next inhale to come all the way back up. And then we're going to come back to the knees over the ankles, and we're just going to windshield wiper the knees a little bit from side to side. Oh, I'm in a new space today. My heater just kicked on, so hopefully it's not too loud for you all. But that's what that noise is. If you hear a noise that's unusual. We're going to step the legs out a little bit wider, maybe only as wide as your chair, maybe even wider than that. If your chair has like little raises on the side, it might be beneficial for you to come over on the corner of the chair to give you more space. Either way, we're going to sit up nice and tall here. We're going to start to get into other parts of the body. So let's inhale right here and find that tall spine. Exhale to relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. You can keep your hands grounded here or maybe bring them to prayer position at your heart. We'll inhale at the center and exhale to twist to the right. Inhale back to center and exhale to twist to the left. Inhale, center, exhale, twist right. And again, inhale back to center and exhale to twist left. And you might like to stay right here or hands on your thighs as you twist to the right. You might bend towards that right knee, bring your left shoulder down, and then inhale back to center and exhale right shoulder towards the left. And you can kind of push into the inner thighs here to give yourself a little bit of leverage. And only go as far as it feels good to you. Let's go a couple more times to each side, whatever variation you're practicing. You might be moving at the pace of your balanced breath, if that works for you. One more time towards the left side. And then we'll inhale back to center. Just shake it off, any tension in your wrists or fingers. You might open and close the fingers, shake out your wrists. Then we'll hold on to the chair, make yourself secure here. But again, if you're feeling strong and you want to do it hands-free, you can surely do that. We'll inhale right here, and then we're going to exhale and drop the right knee down towards the center. Inhale back to center or back out, and then exhale left knee to center. And then we'll inhale that left knee back out. We'll just go side to side, kind of rolling to the inside edge of your feet as you move. Relax the jaw and the shoulders. And the next time that right knee comes down towards the center, let's hang out here for a little bit. Just let that right knee drop down. You might be feeling this in the outer right thigh or the hip. Take a couple breaths here. And then with your next inhale, we'll take that right knee out and up again. And then exhale, left knee in. Let's breathe here. Just noticing what you notice. How does this feel in your body? How does it feel to be taking care of yourself today, spending time on yourself today, doing your practice? And then we'll inhale that left knee up and out. And then we'll bring those feet back in underneath the knees and windshield wiper the hips once again. Beautiful. And then you might want to scoot back in your chair just a little bit. We're going to come forward and kind of realign everything. So we'll inhale, nice tall spine right here. As you exhale, just walk your hands down your thighs and come all the way down to your elbows or your forearms. You might bring your hands to prayer position or interlace your fingers. And here we're going to kind of draw the elbows back as we draw the heart forward. So almost like a little back bend. I'll show you from the side so you can see drawing my heart forward and tucking my chin, looking down towards the ground so I'm not tweaking my neck, but I'm kind of taking a little back bend here, drawing my shoulder blades in towards one another. And we're just going to breathe there. One more full breath here. As you exhale, let yourself fold over your legs. Bow down, let your head hang heavy. If you want to take your feet out a little bit wider so you can come a little lower, you can. You can just drape your arms out across your thighs, or you can kind of do that I Dream of Jeannie space. I'm kind of aging myself here, but holding on to your elbows with your palms and just coming forward, tucking your chin generously here, and just let your head hang heavy. Imagine your head is tractioning length along your neck and your spine. And as you're breathing here with your belly against your thighs, again, you'll feel your breath in your back and in your hips, kind of massaging yourself from the inside out. Couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready to come out, bring your hands to your thighs. Inhale, press yourself all the way back up. And exhale to bring your feet back parallel again. We'll just shake those knees from side to side. Then let's get a little bit into the neck and the shoulders now. So just starting off first with the hands. Once again, let's just make some circles with the wrists in each direction. And then point and flex the hands. We'll stretch for the top of the forearms and the bottom of the forearms, which can be really lovely if you're on a computer or a device a lot. And then let's roll the shoulders up and down and back a few times. Just kind of drawing them up towards your ears and then back and down. And the next time they come back and down, leave them there. Let your heart be lifted. Chuck your chin so the neck is nice and long. We'll inhale right here. And as you exhale, turn to look to your right. Inhale back to center and exhale to look left. Inhale back to center, exhale to look down. And then inhale all the way up towards the sky and exhale to come back to neutral. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhaling right here at center. Exhale to look to right. Inhale back to center and exhale to look left. Inhale, center, exhale, down. Inhale all the way up without hurting your neck. And exhale, last time. Turn right, moving with your breath. And then left. And then down and center. And then up towards the sky. And back to neutral, head to the top of the spine. Let's make a little few circles here. So imagine you have a little laser beam pointing out the tip of your nose, and you're just going to make some circles on the wall out in front of you. And these circles could be big or small, fast or slow. Again, it's your practice, your body. And then we'll reverse those circles. About the same in each direction. We'll come back to center, and this time we'll imagine the laser beam is pointing up out of the top of your head, and we'll make circles on the ceiling. So just moving your neck in a different way. And reverse your circles when it makes sense for you. And we'll come back to center. And then with your next inhale, hands resting on your thighs or lap, let's look up towards the sky any amount. This is called cow pose. So we're kind of arching the back like a cow, looking up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, round your spine, draw your chin down towards your heart, draw the belly button back. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. And we'll just keep moving there. And again, the movement can be as generous or as subtle as it makes sense in your body today. And you can keep your hands grounded on your lap, or you might want to get them involved. So maybe next time you inhale into cow, you might open up your arms, spread your heart wide. And as you exhale into cat, you might reach your fingertips forward, give them a little wiggle. You might like to open your arms and reach out and up. And reach forward once again. Maybe this time you reach one arm down and one arm up. Just really fluidly and organically say hello to all the different parts of your body that want some attention today in whatever way feels nourishing and supportive to yourself. Let's just do a couple more rounds, moving your arms as much as feels good to you. And then with your next inhale, we'll come all the way back up to that tall spine. And then from here, more circles. Again, let's imagine that laser beam's on the top of the head, but this time, instead of just moving the head and neck, we're gonna move the whole body. So whatever direction you wanna start in is up to you. We will reverse our circles. We're all about balance here. And you can stay nice and tall and uplifted like a spoon in a teacup. Or you might like to bring a little hint of that cat-cow along, drawing your heart forward as you come forward and your belly button back as you circle back. You can take your feet out a little wider if that feels nice. And then we'll reverse those circles. And as you move, continue to soften the muscles of your face. Keep your feet on the ground. When you feel like you have evened things out, come all the way back to center. Scoop back in your chair as much as you can while still keeping contact with your feet on the ground. Let's take another of those cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth with a sigh. And then let's just come back to a few more rounds of our balanced breath. Whatever your count is, just spend about 30 seconds here. And as you're here, you might just notice that you've been present throughout your practice, or maybe even just for an instant, you were able to get out of thinking mind, anxious thoughts, planning. And if you like, in the tradition of yoga, you could bring your hands together at your heart, palm to palm, Anjali Mudra, prayer position. And you might like to tilt your chin down towards your heart in respect and reverence for yourself, in respect and reverence for those with whom you've shared your practice today, and in respect and reverence for everyone else you meet along the way. Namaste.